Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, The Grateful Tadpole, and we are back again with Core Set 2019, my favorite. So let us jump right on into it. Be sure to like and subscribe at the end of the video if you enjoyed it. Let's get into it. Ooh, yeah. Hope we get that. All right. First card. Dwindle, an enchantment aura. Very cool. The collection didn't have room to expand, so the wizard improvised a solution. Ooh, interesting. All right. Sure Strike. Little goblin man, biting off more than he can chew. To survive imminent doom, it sometimes takes a foolhardy soul who acts first and fears later. Very cool. All right, we got another instant. Did I say an instant? That was an enchantment aura. We have an instant. Mighty Leap. That looks familiar. I think we had one of those in another pack. Same with Sure Strike, actually. I feel the presence of the god Pharaoh in the second sun, and I rise upon its rays. Very cool. Ooh, a basilisk creature. Daggerback basilisk. Look at that boy. Yeah, look at that. Its ventricles weep venom, and it consumes only poison. Ooh, that looks like a mighty strong creature. That might be a boss. Let's see what else we pull, though. And another, ooh, enchantment aura. Infernal Scarring. That looks pretty neat. One who is marked by a demon in life is sure to be remembered as one in death. Ooh, ooh, that could be an NPC or a plot point. Maybe the players have to go and hunt down somebody or... Ooh boy, that looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Okay. A Viashino Wizard. It's a mountain. It's a Viashino Pyromancer. Interesting. I trained with the Gitu, and I respect the fire as they do. Okay. Maybe some requirements that the players need to do. Maybe they have to do something with fire and, you know, don't... God bless it. Cats. All right. So, maybe they have to do something with fire. Respect it. Maybe they have to keep a certain flame alive. Maybe they have to do something where they can't go out, like a torch or some kind of lantern. That might be interesting. Okay, Sorcery. Rabid Bite. It's a forest card. You should have seen the look on both their faces. By Moorcamp. Lambholt Innkeeper. Ooh, NPC right there. Absolutely an NPC. Okay, we have a Sovereign's Bite. Some sorcery. Wow, we're getting a lot of spells and instants and things of that nature. You have given all to your kingdom, dear knight. Serenity shall be your prize. By Queen Leon. That could be a potential character, maybe a boss. It could be, you know, an excerpt from a scroll or a book or something. Let's see what else. Ooh, some devil creatures. Havoc Devils. Ooh, all right. For devils, burning things is the highest form of comedy, diversion, and artistic expression. All right, that could pair nicely with that Shia whatever Pyromancer, the Viashino Pyromancer. Nice, that might work out pretty well. Yeah, players might have to stop some place from getting burned down. Looks very cool. Oh, some more creatures. A wolf creature. Thornhide Wolves. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Halana grew brambles to create a barricade around our camp, hoping that it would keep the wolves out. That was a mistake for which we almost paid dearly. Elena, Trapper of Kessig. Okay, that definitely looks like it could be like a diary that the players find, or some kind of journal, little scrap of paper. Maybe they're going to find this camp throughout their travels on this quest. And if the players are resourceful enough or roll well enough, they could probably find that. That may just give a little insight into maybe what's to come. Otherwise, they're going to be like, boom, wolves! So, It'd be nice to give them a little bit of flavor right there. All right, starting to get in the uncommons. Skilled Animator. It's a human artificer. Yeah, okay, we got a bookshelf, glowing blue eyes. Okay, no flavor text, but let's see what it says. When Skilled Animator enters the battlefield, target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness of 5/5 for as long as Skilled Animator remains on the battlefield. Okay, that could be a maybe like a mini boss or a slight encounter or something like that. Sounds like maybe when the players are gonna contact or get in contact with this individual wherever they're at. I like that idea with the bookshelf. Maybe they have to find his room, his house, a hut, cave, something like that. He's got this in there, and you know, oh god, he's gonna start animating things. That sounds pretty cool. All right, and an artifact. All right, Arcane Encyclopedia. Oh, that looks cool. Knowledge itself is neither good nor evil. Just as the wrong book in the wrong hands could doom all existence, the same book in the right hands could save it. Ooh, okay. So that is probably the item that the players are going to have to retrieve. It might be an item that they get to keep. I know there are some wondrous item books in the DM guide, I believe, the Dungeon Master's Guide, that can boost your skill abilities from +1 to +5, something like that. So it could be one of those. That could be a pretty potent book. One time use only, unfortunately, but you know, otherwise it could be an item that the players have to retrieve for a sorcerer, a librarian, really anybody, artifact hunter, something like that. So what else? We got, oh, a throwback. All right, Gravedigger. It's a zombie. If you are familiar with Magic the Gathering and all its earlier iterations, that is from, oh, I can't remember, but I have that somewhere. That's definitely an older card. Very cool. I've always enjoyed that one. A full coffin is like a full coffer. Both are attractive to thieves. All right. Maybe the players are going to have to do a little diggy somewhere, try to fight some looters. That might be pretty cool. Another artifact, and this is your rare. Whoa, this is so cool. Dragon's Hoard. Oh, it's a mountain of gold. Oh, that is awesome. No flavor text, but that is awesome. That's a lot of gold. As a DM, depending on what level your characters are, or I don't know, that might be too much. That's a lot. Well, at least the picture says so. You know, if there is a dragon anywhere, it could be a younger dragon, like a youngling or a teen. I don't remember what all the dragons' names are for their age groups, but maybe it's just it's still technically a dragon's hoard that they find, but maybe it's a budding dragon's hoard, so it's not super big yet because they gotta, you know, start somewhere. So maybe it's just a nice little pile somewhere of a good fortune right there, but nothing to you know, go crazy with the players. I know the game mechanics in Dungeons and Dragons, everything is like really expensive. And it's always been difficult for me to just like dole out gold coins because it's always gold. Like nobody ever uses silver or copper, maybe platinum. But you know, just to add like some realism in the game, just try to, you know, I would try to keep it, you know, as realistic as possible. You know, depending on where it is, players aren't going to be finding, you know, hundreds, thousands of gold every session. I mean, that just seems a little ridiculous. But you know, for my campaigns, it's mostly silvers, and then it would be coppers, and then I throw in a couple gold in there. And if they find like a money lender or somebody, a money changer, they can, you know, compile that all together. But realistically, probably isn't going to be that much gold. But, you know, it's up to the DM. Let's see what else we got. And land, the Meandering River. Very cool. That could be a location that the players need to go to, or maybe that's where they find themselves. Very interesting landscape. Lots of hard angles and sides. Huh, a lot of mist. Looks like maybe there could be a little town situated in there. Not in this picture, but, you know, for the sake of the quest, right by the river. Oh, the river split into many channels as it flowed to the Halimar Sea. Few travelers could follow the same one twice. Oh, okay. So yeah, that could be a location, or even maybe part of the, like, a little side quest that they have to try to traverse their way through these river channels. Maybe it's like a maze, or, you know, something like that. That might be pretty cool. And they could get lost and, you know, start falling off on the wrong one and going down some waterfalls. There's a couple of them around here. Yeah, that could be pretty dangerous, especially with some of that fog rolling in, some of those clouds. That's pretty gnarly. And then with the typical token of every booster pack, we have an ox. Nice little pack animal. That could be something that they find that the players may decide to take back if they don't already have a, you know, horses or donkeys or something to kind of help carry some loads. If they got some extra rope, or maybe even use like some tents or blankets, whatever they have, maybe they can fashion together some kind of makeshift cart thing or whatever and kind of hook it on this ox, or they can eat it. I mean, who knows what their situation is. They might be low on health and low on spells, and or they're all barbarians and there's no way that they can just like heal up. So maybe they're gonna have to cook some ox. So all right, so let us put this in order, or attempt to. So we will start with, let us start with, let's go ahead and start with the Meandering River. And that sounds like it's at a location that the players are gonna have to go to. So we'll put some kind of a city in there, or a little village. Maybe, I think one of these cards might have had a name on it, so maybe we'll get to there and use that as the town or village or city or whatever that shows up. So let's see. Let us put, actually I know there is one. So let's see. I think it was with that Thornhide Wolves. Trapper of Kessig? Kessig right there. I don't know if that's an actual thing, a notable place in Magic the Gathering. It might be. If it is, you know, put it in the comments, something like that. But we'll say that this little village or town of Kessig is right there near the Meandering River. So we'll go ahead and put the thorn. No, let's not do that. How about? Let's do this. Let's do this. The players are already, here we go, the players are already mid-quest when they start this quest. Instead of it having its own inciting incident, it will have already happened, and that's why the players are here. They are here to track down, where'd he go? An individual carrying some infernal scarring. Perhaps it is a renegade or a rebel of some sort. Maybe there's some warring nations nearby, and he's kind of like an important individual, maybe a diplomat that kind of got exiled, or maybe ran away, something like that. Or maybe it's like an assassin. Kind of looks like an assassin right there with the blade and the no shirt on and kind of crazy tight black pants. So maybe that's an individual that the players are going to have to get to. So on their way to this little town of Kessig or whatever, near the Meandering River, they are going to find, or this will be kind of the hint. They're going to be looking for this individual, this marked by a demon in life. So some human was doing some naughty stuff with some bad guys, some infernal individuals. So let's see. Wasn't there something about? Here we go. Yeah. All right. So the players may come to like an inn or something, and that's where they'll encounter this innkeeper, Mr. Moorcamp Lamholt. That could be the city, or that could be the name of the inn that they're at. I don't know if that's anything important. I think some of these names are just really just like randomly made up. I know there's a few in there that actually have things like the is it and stuff like that, but I don't know if like every single thing has its place, like with lore and everything. So we'll do that, and it'll turn out that, let's see that picture. Looks like that human is biting a werewolf. If you can see that, I didn't notice that at first. I thought he was just like maybe like biting his own arm or something. That's kind of cool. So maybe this innkeeper or somebody there, maybe the innkeeper can turn into a werewolf, and there was a patron that was kind of shady and shifty, and maybe he started, maybe he is the one with the infernal scarring, hiding in the inn. Players happen to show up, talk to the innkeeper, something goes down, maybe a tussle in the back, some drunken fighting or whatever. This guy gets revealed and is like, oh crap, bites the innkeeper as he's trying to turn and protect his ale and his stuff, and he gets bit by this crazy dude, and then he like bolts or something. That might be pretty cool. And then they're on the chase. All right, and of course they're gonna get away, unless the players somehow can reach him. I don't know. That's up to the players. Maybe they capture him. If they don't kill him, maybe he can't be killed because of this demon mark. Maybe, you know, yeah, lots of things are showing up. So let's see. Let's see. How about if they do capture him? Maybe he tells of a rare artifact to save his life, or in exchange for his life, or something like that. He mentions this thing that he's trying to find, this arcane encyclopedia. That's what he's going to be looking for. So he's going to tell the players about this. Perhaps at this point, the players may tie him up, put him in jail, something like that, or he escapes and gets away and is never to return again. Or maybe the players say, all right, well, you're going to come with us, and maybe this is like an NPC that the DM can control. Maybe they have some cool infernal powers, something like that. Would be pretty cool. They don't know where this encyclopedia is, but they heard rumors that it's within the area. So at this point, that's when the players are going to need to go around the surrounding areas and search. At which point, they are going to... Can't remember where I was. Let's see. So, got to search the surrounding areas, which means that they may come across some locals, being some Viashino pyromancers. You know, maybe there's some local reptilian race that's kind of around. The Gitu. And maybe they also have heard of a rumor kind of like they're going to help the players narrow down where they're going to be. So, but in exchange, it looks like they're a very tribal and primitive species. So maybe they're going to only help the players if they also help, if the players help them with something. And this is in regards to some havoc devils that they maybe are fighting. Maybe they're another, like a nuisance that's out there. Maybe some kind of like stone or portal is kind of like pushing these things out, and they're encroaching on this little tribe's area. And although they like fire, as it says, I trained with the Gitu and I respect the fire as they do. So they respect fire. But perhaps these havoc devils, for devils, burning things is the highest form of comedy, diversion, and artistic expression. That doesn't sound very respectful. So maybe, yeah, that sounds like some conflict right there. So they're probably going to the players are going to have to go and take care of these guys before they kind of say anything to the players. At this point, they're going to, go out and kill these things. Maybe they got to hunt them down. They'll come back, get some information that the Viashino, they heard a rumor or a scrap of information somewhere that some adventurer in the past or some mighty scholar showed up and decades and generations ago, carrying this very special tome with them that kind of like glowed, or some kind of like little detail that you can throw in there. But unfortunately he perished, but all of his possessions went down in the grave with him, which is where the players are going to have to go searching in many graveyards that are perhaps throughout the area, unmarked graves, major cemeteries, crypts, something like that, which is where some grave diggers are going to be, either searching for this artifact as well, or maybe they're just, doing what grave robbers do to try to make some money, taking taking these corpses' stuff and hawking them for lower prices. So that sounds like some conflict right there. Some more fighting. So they're gonna get some grave diggers. Let's see what else. And it sounds like maybe I'm feeling the crypt. That sounds pretty good for a final place. Maybe they're gonna have a one of those mausoleum things. They're gonna get in there, and the ground has been like busted open with explosives or something, and deep down is like some underground like catacombs or some underground like cave system. Whoa, here we go. It's all coming together. Maybe there's going to be some big fissures, big crevices and cracks and just gouges in whatever natural cavern that they're walking through, that they're going to have to make some maybe acrobatic checks, some mighty leaps, maybe. Sounds good, yeah. Yeah, maybe they're going to have to make some mighty leaps across these places just to get through. So let's do that. Let's see. All right, let's see. Probably at some point within that little area, they will come up against the Daggerback Basilisk. Now that's more in like a swamp. It says it's a forest, and it looks like it's in kind of like a swampy forest. I don't know anything about basilisks, but they may reside underground, possibly. I know when I think of basilisk, I think of the snake like from Harry Potter, but maybe it's something else. Or maybe it fell through another hole somewhere and got trapped into there underground too. That might, which might be the way out for the players. They may be able to defeat this creature, climb out from a nearby hole as the sunlight pours down. You know, maybe some vines are hanging down. They gotta climb up that thing, and maybe there, right there, is this camp, this ancient camp. You know, overgrown with bushes and vines and weeds and thorns and stuff like that. And they find some dusty like bedrolls and maybe some bones, and then this scrap of paper, maybe this journal that mentions something about these wolves. And at first, maybe the players are like, after this mighty battle with the basilisk, they're like, oh God, we need to rest. And maybe they take this time or this opportunity to, to rest and try to like get up any health points that they have back. If they do this, or maybe, you know, as they're heading out, whatever, they will be, you know, ambushed by these giant thornhide wolves that kind of bust through. So these players aren't done yet. Oh no, they just got out of, you know, fighting this basilisk, this big dude right here, climbing out of the ground like they're freaking zombies, just coming out here, bursting through the ground. Immediately, boom, attacked by wolves. At least 4 of them, or more, I mean, up to the DM. If they manage to survive, whew, maybe they find another scrap, or maybe they find the grave of wherever this adventurer was buried, but it had already been cleaned out, either by other grave robbers, or maybe they were interred by some local relatives or other party members in that time or whatever, and the body was taken, but maybe a note was left in case anybody wanted to come and you know, show respects, something like that. Or maybe this was all part of some scheme or campaign or plot or whatever, like way in the past, and the note is found that isn't meant for the players, but somebody that was back in maybe in the earlier times of this adventurer who died. So maybe it's not for them. Maybe this individual never showed up, and these players are just happen to show up in time. So maybe that leads them to a mansion, somebody back in town, or maybe there's another town that's nearby that the local maps never. Oh, or like a castle, maybe, yes, a castle or some kind of ruin or something like that. That's where the players are going to meet the skilled animator, who is going to immediately try to attack them with animated creatures or animated you know, items like that bookshelf, maybe some chairs. You know, I think anything could be made in an animated object. You know, candles, shackles, I don't know, something like that. So he's gonna be maybe a wizard that's either really paranoid, or maybe he's going a little bit crazy. boom, right there. They're going to start attacking him. If they can subdue him or kill him or whatever, the players may find some spells. Ooh, yeah, some things that this human artificer was working on. Perhaps one thing is a spell hastily scrawled with some runes and some ingredients, and it's called Dwindle in hastily scrawled writing. You know, and if the players can decipher what that is, maybe they can use it later, or you know, it can either be for on self. All right, man, lots of distractions today. Anyway, the players, maybe they'll find a scroll that can make things small, or maybe it's a trap. Maybe they themselves get shrunk down. That might be intense, so we'll put that next. Let's see, what else we got? We got, okay, Dragon's Hoard, which will probably be at the end. That might be like a little mini treasure thing. Then we got Sure Strike and Sovereign's Bite. See, you have given all to your kingdom, dear knight, serenity shall be your prize. Sovereign's Bite. That could possibly be a potential combat situation. Maybe there's a knight that had been turned vampire. Maybe that artificer was kind of doing some stuff with an ancient knight turned vampire that he had discovered somewhere, maybe in the ruined castle that he was taking residence in, or the cave or whatever, something like that. So maybe there's an individual that's been turned that the players can find, and he's all like caged up or tied up, or you know, somewhere locked away, and he gives some information about where this book is. Maybe this artificer dude actually had it. Maybe he's the one that found it, or somehow was able to get it, and the vampire knight directs them to where he is in return for freeing him from his you know, entrapment or his predicament or something like that. So we'll do that. Then we have Sure Strike. To survive imminent doom, it sometimes takes a foolhardy soul who acts first and fears later. Foolhardy who acts first and fears later. Not sure where that could go. That could just be a prompt for the players to, you know, try maybe like get the drop on some enemies. Maybe there's a situation where they can, you know, catch the enemies, you know, flat-footed. Something like that, kind of just, you know, go first before the others. That could go anywhere. That could go with the Havoc Devils, possibly the Daggerback Basilisk, if, you know, it's kind of roaming around and they manage to sneak up on it and see it before it sees them. Maybe they could try to get the drop on that. Definitely not with the Thornhide Wolves or the Skilled Animator. He probably has some spells out there to try to, you know, notify him if somebody's showing up. Yeah, so that could go a couple places. Okay, I'm feeling the Daggerback though. I'm feeling the Daggerback. So we're gonna put that Sure Strike right after the Daggerback. So then all we have left is an Ox token. That could be, you know, like I said, something that they find, the players find somewhere. Maybe it was the Skilled Animator's Ox. Maybe he wrote it. Maybe it was like his best friend, something like that. Or maybe the innkeeper lent it to the players, or maybe they just find it. So who knows? So we'll just put that. I don't know. It could be with the Gravediggers. Maybe it's loaded down with like stolen stuff when the players reach them, and they gotta, you know, maybe they'll set it free or take all the stuff, put it back if they're feeling super like holy, or maybe they sell it themselves. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a note or something, or a location that the Gravediggers have on them, telling them where to go, when to go, how much, you know, what they need, stuff like this. Maybe like a checklist. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, let's put the Ox with the Gravediggers. I like that. All right, that is all the cards. Let's put it together and make sure that it all makes sense. So far, I'm really digging this, and that's the beauty of the Core 19. you know, there's just such a variety, and I mean, all of these cards are completely different, and they are just really coming together to make a very unique quest. And, you know, that's what I love about the 19. So when they don't have 19s, wherever I go, Walgreens, Target, Walmart, CVS, wherever they have it, if they don't have the core 19, I'm very, very sad. Because they just, I mean, so far I've done, you know, what, three of them now, and they just have the biggest, you know, creative aspects to it. It's just really, really cool. All right, so let's go through it again. We have the Meandering River, which the players are going to come to. Previously, they've already been told a quest what they have to do. They got to hunt down and try to find this rogue individual, maybe a spy or a deserter or something like that from a neighboring nation or country or something like that. So they've been told by the royalty, you know, hey, go hunt this guy down because nobody else can, and, you know, we'll pay you. So pretty good. So anyway, that's where this guy comes in. Perhaps this is an individual marked by a demon, so a diplomat or an individual that just kind of, you know, wasn't doing some good. As far as the players know, maybe this actually is a good guy and he's working at from a rebellion group. Maybe the monarchy or the royalty that the players got this quest from are actually corrupt, but they don't know this because they haven't, you know, delved deeper into it. Maybe they got summoned because of how they look, and they're like, and the royal person, king or queen or prince or princess, is like, hey, I need your help finding down this person. Maybe this individual that they're trying to hunt down is the last one alive out of this rebellion group, and he's the only one that knows the truth about, you know, secrets, treachery, stuff like that. Boom. But, you know, the royal person doesn't say that. They say, hey, this guy's bad. He's got some information. He's going to try to destroy stuff, you know, which is true, but, you know, not in the way that the players are told, you know, make him sound like a bad guy. There you go. When they get to this, the town, it could be the Lambholt from the flavor text, or it could be Kessig from another card that's later in there. Perhaps he gets in there and he starts getting cornered. Maybe the players accidentally find him, like, wow, what luck. What are the chances? So they corner him, and they have the description, and maybe he's just like, you know what, no, and he's gonna like try to lash out and try to get away. At which point maybe either another resident or patron, I should say, another patron, or maybe even the innkeeper himself. Actually, no. Both on both their faces. Both their faces. Yeah, that sounds like the innkeeper isn't the one that turns. He's maybe it's another patron in there that's like half werewolf, or he's turning into a werewolf at will. Maybe he's got some magic or something like that. Or maybe he just like switches into his form, like half form. I know there's like a mid form for that. Maybe he does that and he tries to, like, you know, just help out. But he gets bit instead by this this demon marked individual, and he's like, rah! You know, there's the face comment, and then he probably gets away. At which point maybe the players apprehend him. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say they do capture him. They're gonna capture him, and he can't die, or he's like, hey, no, and he tries to explain himself, and he's telling them that he's a spy or whatever, he's a good guy, you know, the whole thing is corrupt, all the royalty, stuff like that. And he tells of an arcane encyclopedia, that they are going to, or that he's trying to find. The lore has it that it's in here, it's really powerful. Maybe it contains something to stop the corrupt royalty. Maybe it's a really powerful mass, like, spell is in there or something that'll, you know, just a really nice artifact. Or maybe he's trying to find it because the royal family or whatever is trying to find it as well. And, you know, with that kind of power, they're going to start taking over the world or the province or whatever kind of world you're building for your players. So maybe you're just going to try and get that first and either destroy it or put it in safekeeping, something like that. So the players are going to agree to help, and but he doesn't really know. He just knows it's in the area. So, and, you know, he can't really help out on his own. So maybe he's like, hey, you know, let's kind of search around. You know, this place is rich with history. It's been here a long time. Lots of people. Rumor has it that it came through this way. So that's where they're going to start. At which point, you know, the players are going to, you know, search around. Maybe they find a tribe of Viashino pyromancers. And then they're gonna have a thing like, oh yeah, we know something about this. Maybe we heard something, but we need some help first. And they're gonna tell the players to go take care of some havoc devils somewhere. Maybe they're causing a ruckus, you know, doing something they shouldn't be doing, destroying some things. So typical hack and slash, you know, just go take this out, do a little thing, get some information. They're gonna say after they deal with the havoc devils, they'll tell the players, you know, I heard that it's been told or rumored that this individual was killed here or died here and was also buried here somewhere. Maybe this place that they're in is known as like the land of graves, or you know, maybe there's a big battle here at one point. Maybe there's lots of gravestones everywhere, lots of cemeteries, graveyards, stuff like that. So maybe they got to just kind of start hunting and looking and doing stuff like that. Maybe after they kind of check some few, maybe checking names, the tombstones, maybe they start hearing some noises, and there's some grave diggers. Yeah, so they're gonna fight those guys. Then maybe there's a catacomb somewhere or a crypt or something that they, you know, go down, get lost in some underground tunnels. Actually, with the grave diggers, tied outside is probably going to be that ox, loaded down with supplies. The players can either take it and return them, sell them, or leave it, you know, whatever. There's going to be lots of like cracks and fissures and gouges in the ground, in this underground cave system. Lots of twists and turns. They're going to have to go around. Eventually they're going to come up to a large cavern, and inside is going to be the snuffling and scraping daggerback basilisk, who doesn't see them at first. Maybe he's trying to like scratch at the walls and try to get out, something like that. This is where the players can get the drop on them. Boom, flat-footed, maybe do some extra damage. If there's a rogue in the party, maybe some extra damage during a sneak attack, something like that. After they kill that, they're gonna find like maybe the hole that the basilisk fell down, try to climb up that. That's when they're gonna find a very old and dusty abandoned camp surrounded by like a wall of like thorns and thickets and stuff like that. If they had a pretty intense battle, maybe they're gonna rest here, you know, get some HP back, meditate, get some spells back. They find a scrap of paper from a journal or a diary mentioning these wolves or whatever this maybe this little entry is in one of the pages that's like one of the only ones that's actually still, you know, legible after like these years and years and decades. And then the Thornhide wolves are going to come back, and they're going to bust through, and they're going to have another little battle right there. After that, maybe as they're wandering out, or maybe there's another hint of something in another journal entry, it's going to mention like a ruin, like a castle or something like that, and the players are going to head in that direction. They're going to find out that it's still inhabited by something. When they go in, it's going to be the skilled animator who is going to start attacking them with, you know, animated objects, stuff like that. Maybe he's insane. Maybe he's just like super paranoid. They kill him. I'm gonna say they kill him. They start searching his area. They find some spells, maybe a scroll or a book that allows them to shrink things or shrink themselves. Might come in handy later. They'll keep searching, maybe find a secret compartment, a hidden staircase. Down below is going to be a trapped vampire knight from like ages ago, centuries, something like that, been trapped there. He's going to tell him that he needs to be free. He's been trapped here and, you know, experimented on and doing all these things to him. He just wants to be free. Or if they agree to kill him, or if he wants to try to like atone for his life, or maybe he's not finished yet. Maybe he was just starting out in his life when he got turned, and then he got trapped. So he's had like no time to do anything because he's been trapped somewhere, either underground or in this cell, something like that. Not being able to feed for who knows how long. He's super weak. But for the players to, if they agree to help him, he'll give them some information about this book that they're looking for. Maybe this animator had it somewhere, and he can like point him in the right direction. After they free him or kill him or whatever they're going to do, maybe some parting, like an extra thank you for this. Maybe the vampire knight is going to direct them to a nearby cave or a stash maybe that he knows about, or a rumor, and it's going to have the dragon's hoard. Could be a lot, could be that much, could be a little bit, you know. super up to the DM. And then we're back to the meandering river. So that is the quest. I like that. Lots of stuff going on, lots of story, lots of intrigue, lots of combat, cool items. Super fun. I really enjoyed that. If you also enjoyed that, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, family, everybody. I'm going to try to do these every week, every weekend. I know it's been kind of in the middle of the week this past 2 times. You know, life is crazy right now. It happens. I'll try to be more consistent when I can. But there you go, and I will see you next time.